Procrastination is something we've all struggled with, especially when it comes to studying. Whether it's getting distracted by your phone or just feeling overwhelmed by the task ahead, it's easy to fall into the trap of putting things off. But here's the thing. There are smarter ways to approach studying that don't rely on generic tips like the Pomodoro technique. In this video, we'll dive into some proven methods that go beyond the usual advice and actually help you stay focused and avoid procrastination for good. Number 1. Eat the frog. The Eat the Frog method encourages you to tackle the most difficult or least enjoyable task first. The idea is simple. If you start your day by eating a frog, everything else will seem easier in comparison. When applied to studying, this means you should identify the hardest subject or the most overwhelming assignment and begin with that. By getting the tough part out of the way early, you build momentum and reduce the feeling of dread that can lead to procrastination. It not only helps you make progress, but it also builds confidence for the rest of your study session. Once the hardest task is done, you're likely to feel a sense of accomplishment and the remaining tasks will seem less daunting. This method minimizes the temptation to put things off and helps you maintain focus on the task at hand. By forcing yourself to confront the hardest thing first, you essentially trick your brain into handling it more efficiently, making the rest of the study session feel smoother and more productive. So, number 2, make your work visible with a task board. Keeping your study goals visible is a surprisingly effective way to stay focused and avoid procrastination. Use a whiteboard, corkboard, or even sticky notes on your desk to write out your tasks. This visual cue keeps the work in your face, constantly reminding you of what needs to be done. It's much harder to ignore your goals when they're right there, staring at you. By making your tasks visible, you create an environment that encourages productivity. It's like having a constant, subtle nudge to get things done. Plus, the act of crossing things off or moving tasks to the completed section of your board provides a sense of accomplishment, which can drive you to keep pushing forward. Number 4. The 2-minute rule. One of the simplest ways to avoid procrastination is by using the 2-minute rule. If a task will take 2 minutes or less to complete, do it immediately. This works because small tasks tend to pile up and become overwhelming if left unattended. By tackling them as soon as they come up, you clear your plate and reduce the mental clutter that might cause you to delay larger tasks. The 2-minute rule isn't just about clearing small tasks, it's also a way to build momentum. By getting these quick wins, you can start to feel more productive, which creates positive reinforcement and helps you stay focused for longer study sessions. Number 5. Eisenhower Matrix. The Eisenhower Matrix is a productivity tool that helps you prioritize tasks based on urgency and importance. It divides tasks into 4 quadrants: urgent and important, not urgent but important, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. When studying, this method helps you focus on what truly matters rather than getting bogged down by distractions. By using this matrix, you can sort through your assignments and figure out which ones need immediate attention and which can be scheduled for later, delegated, or even eliminated. By prioritizing tasks according to the Eisenhower Matrix, you prevent yourself from spending time on trivial activities that don't contribute to your long-term goals. This reduces the tendency to procrastinate, as you're always clear on what needs to be tackled first and what can wait. It ensures you're using your time effectively, helping you study smarter, not harder. When tasks are organized and categorized this way, it's easier to stay motivated and focused throughout your study sessions. Number 6. 5-second rule. The 5-second rule is a technique that encourages you to take immediate action within 5 seconds of having an urge to do something. When it comes to studying, it's all about breaking the initial barrier of resistance. The moment you feel yourself hesitating or putting off starting a task, count down from 5 and immediately start. This approach helps to overcome the procrastination instinct, which often relies on overthinking or fear of starting. By forcing yourself into action quickly, you prevent your brain from coming up with excuses or distractions. The key is to act before your brain has a chance to convince you otherwise. The 5-second rule is a simple yet powerful tool for getting started, and once you begin, you'll often find that continuing the task becomes easier. This creates momentum, and the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes to jump into tasks without hesitation. Over time, you build better study habits and reduce procrastination by reinforcing the idea that you can push through initial resistance with a simple countdown. Number 7. Stop worrying about perfection. The idea behind stop worrying about perfection is to release the pressure that can prevent you from starting or completing tasks, especially when studying. Many people procrastinate because they fear their work won't be perfect, leading them to delay even starting. However, the truth is that perfection is often an unrealistic standard, and striving for it can be paralyzing. Instead of worrying about getting everything exactly right, focus on making progress. Whether you're writing a paper or reviewing for an exam, the goal is to simply do your best and move forward, not to achieve flawless results from the start. By letting go of the need for perfection, you reduce the mental block that comes with feeling overwhelmed by the expectations you set for yourself. This mindset shift helps you to start tasks more easily and focus on the process rather than an unattainable end goal. When you stop stressing over every detail, you create a healthier relationship with your work, making it easier to stay engaged and productive. In the end, you'll find that the more you practice this approach, the less you procrastinate, as the fear of imperfection no longer holds you back. There's no magic bullet for avoiding procrastination, but by using a combination of these strategies, you'll be much better equipped to stay focused and get your work done. Whether it's creating a pre-study ritual, breaking tasks into micro goals, or allowing strategic distractions, the key is to find what works for you and stick with it. So give these techniques a try and watch how your productivity soars.